Hi, this is Mato. Welcome to my online chess lecture. In this video I will show you a game between Hikaru Nakamura and Magnus Carlsen. This is an online rapid game played in 2020. Nakamura had white pieces and he started with e4. Magnus Carlsen played c5, the Sicilian defense. Knight to f3, e6, d4, c takes on d4, knight takes on d4, knight to f6, knight to c3, d6, the Scheveningen variation of the Sicilian defense. Bishop to e3, bishop to e7, white to move. f4 was played. Knight to c6, queen to f3, e5, knight takes knight on c6, pawn takes knight, white to move. Bishop to c4 was played. f5 is the most played move. Bishop to c4 was played, and now knight to g4. That is why f5 is very often played. Bishop to d2. Pawn takes pawn on f4. Bishop takes on f4, and both players castled kingside. The black pawn on d6 looks weak, or maybe that's just an optical illusion. Let's see. The game continued. Bishop to f6, white to move, bishop to b3. Let's take it back. King to h1 is kind of a move that white plays in this position to avoid checks along the diagonal. Rook to b1 would also take care of the pawn on b2. Back to our game. Bishop to b3 was played. Rook to e8. Rook from a to d1, knight to e5, attacking the queen. Queen to g3, bishop to a6, attacking the rook. What is the best square for the rook? This is now very interesting moment of the game. Nakamura played bishop takes on e5. If rook to f2, then bishop to h4 wins the exchange. Back to our game. In this position, instead of moving the rook, bishop takes on e5 was played, and this is the critical position of the game. It is black to move. How would you continue in this position if you had black pieces? Black has two basic options. One is rook takes bishop, and another one is bishop takes bishop on e5. What would you do? Carlsen played bishop takes on e5. What is the best square for the queen? What would you do in this position if you had white pieces? Nakamura played bishop takes pawn on f7 check. So let's take it back. That is why, in this position, Carlsen should have played rook takes on e5. And then bishop takes on f7 check doesn't work, does it? Back to our game. Bishop takes on e5, and that allowed bishop takes on f7 check. King to h8. White to move. How should white continue now? The queen is under attack. Instead of moving the queen, bishop takes rook was played. Let's take it back. If queen goes to e3, then bishop takes on f1. If bishop takes rook on e8, bishop takes on g2, king takes on g2, queen takes bishop, rook to f1, queen to h5. This position favors black. Back to our game. So instead of moving the queen, bishop takes rook was played. Queen to b6 check. Let's take it back. If queen takes bishop, then queen to f3, and after bishop takes on f1, rook takes on f1, and white is standing slightly better. Back to our game. And what's wrong with bishop takes queen? Bishop takes queen on g3 has a tiny downside, and that is rook to f8, checkmate. Back to our game. Queen to b6 check was played. Nakamura played queen to f2. Rook takes bishop. Let's take it back. If bishop takes on f1, then queen takes on b6, and after a takes on b6, bishop takes on c6, and white is better. Back to our game. Rook takes bishop. Queen takes queen on b6. A takes on b6. Rook to f7. White is now standing much better. h6 to avoid back rank problems. Rook to c7. c5. Rook to c6. Bishop to d4 check. King to h1. Bishop takes on c3, removing the defender of the pawn on e4. B takes on c3, rook takes on e4, rook takes on b6, attacking the bishop, bishop to c4. a4. The passed pawn must be pushed. Who said that? Rook to e2. Rook takes on d6. Rook takes on c2. White to move. And now Nakamura followed the advice from Tarrasch. What advice is that? The rooks belong behind the passed pawns. Rook to a1, and the writing is on the wall. Rook takes on c3 was played. White played a move when black resigned, and the move is a5. Carlsen resigned. If he moves the king to h7, then a6, and after bishop takes on a6, rook from d takes on a6, and I guess we can stop here. Wow, well done Nakamura. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.